I'm Intruder Green. You might know me from the Fight the Good Fight tour with the Interrupters, Northfolk Correctional Center, and Stitcher. Welcome to another bonus episode of the Intruder Green podcast. We've been back from the tour for a little while now, and earlier on in the tour, me and Blue got a chance to sit down with the guys behind Keeley Electronics. They make some really cool guitar pedals that we use. We use some of them on a recording and some of them live as well. And they got a podcast called The Boys, and they decided to interview us, about the new album and stuff while we were out there. And so I encourage you to go check out their podcast. You can get it on pretty much anywhere you can find the Intruder Green podcast. And I'll have a link to it, in the show notes. And I'll be posting about it on the social medias and everything too. I will say that they are much better. These guys know a lot about electronics and stuff, so they're real good at making their show sound real good. Real good. And I'm working on it. I got some ideas to get some new gear and stuff, but it's hard to come by. Trying to stay out of trouble and not steal too much stuff. Although it's pretty tempting when I hear the way these guys sound, and I'm like, dang, maybe I should sound that good too. Maybe we'll work on that. But anyway, I appreciate you guys still hanging out on Patreon and helping me out that way. Hopefully we can get enough funds that I can get some new gear and make my podcast sound as good as these guys. But anyway, without further ado, on with the show.
Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from
Intruder Green,
an inmate at Federal Correctional Institution. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. To accept charges, press 1.
Welcome to Boys episode 144. We're here at the Speakeasy. We have a special show tonight.
It's a bit of a treat.
It's a treat for us.
Yeah.
Hopefully it will be a treat for you, young listener.
Or old listener. We might have some old folks listening.
We run the gamut.
My parents listen, so they're old.
I wonder what our oldest listener is. And I don't mean that, in an asshole, judgmental,
right,
terrible, ageist sort of way. I'm just curious. The oldest person that listens to Boys. And let's just say the youngest.
My father's 69, so. Oh, God.
Yeah. I wonder what the youngest is. Probably 10, 12? No, I hope not.
I know there's they like our stuff and comment a lot. I think they're 13.
Is podcasting a young person's thing?
I think it is now. I think what's your... Is there a Venn diagram or maybe a correlation between YouTubers and podcasters?
I don't know. I think YouTube might be kind of more where it's happening.
Right.
Podcasting to me seems skewed a little bit older.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Well, it seems like anytime you watch one, I just watched the Joe Rogan one with Donnell Rawlings, and halfway through it, as Joe Rogan always does, he convinces him to start a podcast. And then the next day he does.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely I'm going to say the median age of podcasters are 40.
Yeah. I would say 30s, 40s,
and
somewhere
median
in
age
there.
of podcast listeners is 20 to 35.
Yeah. I think that part of getting into a podcast is when you get a job you hate. Mm-hmm. Or you're driving to a job you hate, or you're quitting a job you hate. You need something to listen to on the way home or on the way to the unemployment office. I know I started listening to podcasts, not at a job I hated, but at a job that was very boring.
Droney job where you can just put on headphones and be like, fuck today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of fuck today, we're not going to fuck today. We're happy about today.
Today's great.
The Speakeasy, 51st Street Speakeasy, kindly opened their doors to us. And we're recording this episode tonight here, so it might sound a little different. It might have a little different vibe, different mood, different acoustics.
But you know what? That's I think it's a little breath of fresh air.
I think so too. It feels good to, as much as I love the boys' studio, this is kind of nice. It's different. I'm actually in a way more comfortable chair.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kicked back. I'm relaxed. I got the mic in my lap.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling calm. I had a really, really just one of those days, man.
Just one of those days.
Well, it's just one of those days.
How many songs have that in it?
A lot. There's a lot.
Apparently, it's just one of those days for a lot of people.
Whether you're... Who's the first one?
Well, it's just one of those days that a girl goes through.
Adina Howard? Who sings that?
Is that it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That could be it. When I'm angry inside.
Whether it's Adina Howard, Fred Durst, or anyone in between. It's just one of those days, man. Not a terrible day. Just had a day, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, but man, it feels so good to be here chatting with you now. And again, thank you so much, Speakeasy, for opening your doors to us. It's really cool. We kind of flew by the night. Is that a term? We flew by the night tonight?
flew by the seat of our pants. Today just kind of just happened and opened up for us. Like God's benevolent grace just opened up and showed us its beauty.
Yeah. And we're going to get right to the show.
Yeah.
But first, some advertisements. Boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. There you will find links to our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as a golden donate button. You can click that button. Send us a few bucks if you like the show, if you listen week after week, if we help you get through a boring work day, if we help you alleviate stress, if we're there for you, be there for us. Shoot us a few bucks as a way of saying thanks. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep the conversation flowing. That's boyspodcast.com.
Boys is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube. You've heard me say it a million times. I'm going to say it 1,000,001 time. We're available everywhere podcasts are available, except
Slight caveat.
with Spotify. I don't know what it is. Apparently, it's a hard club to get into. It's a little bit like the Illuminati, like we spoke on the previous episode.
Illumaspotty. Yep.
But elsewhere, we're there. Leave a review on iTunes. I want to see boys, not on the top of the charts, but maybe give us an Oneaters Wonders, like 99th.
Yeah.
In the podcast charts. It'd be great.
Dude, it would be a proud day if we could just break into the top 4,000.
That'd be awesome.
You know, I mean, just...
We're on the list!
Yeah, we're at the bottom, but we're on the list.
We're there. And then subscribe.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube, we're trying to grow our YouTube listenership, our subscriptions there. Some great things happen as you get more subscribers on YouTube. So just search Boys Podcast Oklahoma in YouTube, and you'll see an app. Click that joker. Go subscribe. It would mean the world to us. Also, you can email us, boys@boyspodcast.com. Send us some feedback on the show, perhaps a question, a musing, an observation. Put your physical address in the email, and we'll send you out some free stickers. We'd really appreciate that.
Those stickers are going fast.
We only have a few thousand left. A few left.
We printed up a limited run of these special stickies, and they're just, the stacks just...
Listen. They're premium. They're so good.
The premium.
Oh, I knew it. I led you right into it. I know you were right.
Well, you kissed your butthole finger, and it's like, that's so Trump. Thanks to the sponsors, Anthem Brewing. Anthem Brewing is sponsoring this show tonight. I got a literal bucket of beer standing in front of me.
It's really a beautiful thing. I might take a photo of it and share it on the boys' Instagram. It's a bucket of beers.
Yeah. It's a nice array of delicious beers from Anthem Brewing. I walked into the tap room today. There's a new gentleman behind the bar. He's a lovely young man. Go in there and go into the tap house. Get yourself a brew.
And tell them the boys sent you.
Tell them the boys sent you. Fat Bison, fatbison.com. Create amazing wooden signs and rarities.
Oddities,
rarities. All of it. Champion Vintage, she just posted up some boots today. Get yourself a nice pair of boots. They're closing them out. Get them out of here.
It's almost summertime.
Yeah.
You got to get the boots. So you get the boots. You get the used boots. You get your favorite used boots. You put them in the closet.
So you're trumping. You guys, my favorite used boots. I'm a boot man.
I couldn't see Trump in boots.
Do you think Do you think Trump listens to scat? Was he a big fan of scat man? I was like, I'm a scat man.
Oh, God. No, I hope not.
Championvintage.com.
He was more of a piss guy.
He is a piss guy. Can you piss in boots? Not puss in boots, piss in boots.
Right.
Yeah, Champion Vintage, OKC on Instagram. Check out all the stuff they have. And the 51st Street Speakeasy. Let's just shout it out to them.
One more time. Thank you, fellas, so much.
Great bar, 1114 Northwest 51st Street. in Oklahoma City.
Stop on by. Again, just tell them Boys Sent. Just everywhere you go, just proclaim, Boys sent me here.
Wherever it is.
Yeah.
Whether they help out the podcast or not, just, Boys sent me here. Do it. Go into a Catholic church and just yell that out.
I was going to say, that's what Kevin Spacey is doing now. Boys, when he walks into prison, Boys sent me here.
Dude, there's been a lot of that going on lately.
Dude, the proverbial shit is hitting the proverbial fan.
An Oklahoma missionary just fucking got caught diddling kids in Kenya. What the fuck?
Dude, okay, can I be honest?
Yeah.
We'll wrap this up and get to the show here shortly. But, you know, I'm a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a pervert.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole.
Sure.
I'm a lot of things. I'm also a good person. I'm also a normal person. I'm also a reasonable person.
You describe a human being.
Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of Monica, a little bit of Sandra.
A little bit of Bernice, a little bit of Gertrude, a little bit of Esther,
a little bit of Bettina.
That was our game ever since we talked about Mambo number 5. We were remixing the song but putting in old lady names.
Yeah.
And the list of old lady names isn't super long.
No, but you can make some up and they work.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. I love Bethesda. That might be my favorite.
Bethesda?
That just sounds so biblical.
Little bit of Twilight.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be a lot of things, but I am not a pedophile.
No.
I'm not a pedophile. I don't get the appeal, whichever way you swing. You can like boys, you can like girls, you can like both. I don't get liking the young, though.
No.
Kids are stupid. And I'm going to go on record here. Children are not sexy.
No. There's nothing sexual about a child.
I can see, like a sexy woman.
Yeah.
Like a woman that just exudes sexiness and you're like, I'd like to get into those pants.
Yeah. A woman with a bank account, a woman with a 401k, a woman with a little bit of she's been around, she's seen some things.
Yeah, some of that worldly knowledge.
Yeah.
And tits. I could see a sexy man. I could see,
right.
like all those, all those sexy men out there. I can see the appeal.
So many sexy men.
I can see the appeal. But a child?
No.
That's a severe mental illness. And I don't mean that in a way like we should have pity on people like that.
No. They're trying to. They're trying to do well, let's make these sex dolls that look like kids for these pedophiles so they don't go out and rape kids. You're just... You're
enabling.
You're enabling.
Yeah. You're catering to.
You're catering to their... Not illness. Fucking lock them up. Chop their dicks off.
Yeah, that's forced... I was about to say forced circumcision. Castration?
I'm the opposite of a pedophile. I like
old ladies.
I like old ladies,
You like
man.
Bethesdas and Gertrudes.
Helen Mirren, I'm telling you, man. She's like 80, but it's fucking hot. I love it.
Well,
is that going to be a thing? They're too old. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
I guess if you
Geriatrics, that's going to be the next thing?
Yeah. Jerry files.
I'm a gerophile.
I guess if you worked at a nursing home, there might be a problem.
Oh, yeah, that's fucked up.
But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to me. I keep seeing these things in the news. My friend, the world has gone mad.
It's gone mad.
And I'm so glad and not sad that I'm not a dad. Oh, kind of. I don't know.
That's a nice little rhyme you made there.
I'm glad I can see through the bullshit and I don't have any... what I meant by saying I was an asshole, blah, blah, blah earlier is I'm not perfect, but I'm not a nut. I'm not a nut.
You're not crazy.
No, I'm not loco. I'm just not, dude. I'm pretty reasonable. I'm pretty normal. Anybody that knows me knows that. You know me. I know you. I'm glad that I'm normal. I don't have any sort of weird fetish or kink. I mean, I'm a perv, but I don't know. Like nothing illegal, nothing creepy, nothing weird. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot to think about.
It is. Well, you start when things like this start coming to light and there's a lot of them, do you start thinking inside yourself like, ooh, what's my, everyone has a thing. What's my thing? Do I have it? I don't.
Right.
Or you start second guessing the things that you do like older women, like maybe, I don't know, don't shame me for liking old. I don't know. It's society's, I mean, they say it every fucking generation, but they're going to hell in a handbasket.
I agree.
And I love Hell in a Handbasket. She's a great lady.
Uh-huh. She's one of those old ladies,
a
I
little
think.
bit of Helena in my life. That's a good one.
To me, that's an old lady.
Helena? Yeah.
I also think if I could lump another mental deficiency in? It's people who like things way too much.
Dude.
So I see it all the time. I like a lot of things, and I get into phases. I like things. I get really into it. I go down the rabbit hole. I read up on things. I enjoy things. That list of things is always changing, evolving, maybe circling back around. But it's like when you see an SUV that has like Doctor Who stuff plastered all over it.
But it's not even like artistic. It's all just plain white vinyl decal.
Yeah. Or it's like a TARDIS blue Suburban jacked up, and then it's got like the family of TARDISes or TARDISes. Tardai. Ooh. And then it's got like, the license plate that says like, TARDIS. Is there a Doctor Who number?
I don't know. I don't watch the program. I have no idea. I have no reference.
Then you have a bumper sticker that says my other car is a TARDIS.
Right.
You got a little TARDIS hanging from the rearview mirror.
Or the dudes that have the Jeep Wranglers that they turn into like Jurassic Park Jeeps. Like, do you really like it that much?
Right. That
you're going to pump another, I'm going to assume like 10 G's into making your car look?
You're just buying knickknacks and trinkets and accoutrement, as you say.
Yeah. I saw one that was, I was telling my wife about it the other day because she brought up like the Florida Panthers, which is like I don't know if they're still a hockey team. They were a hockey team back in the day. But I was like, I remember I drove behind this truck that was like Florida Panther purple. I think me and you were in the car together with it. And the back windshield was the giant Florida Panther, like that jumping out at you panther.
Yeah, like the leaping panther.
And you see that kind of shit all the time with sports memorabilia. But the biggest one has to be goddamn Batman fans. And you go, it's either all Batman or all fucking Joker.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. That might be the worst.
All Joker?
Joker. Whether it's old Joker, whether it's Heath Ledger Joker.
Which is the big one. You see that one, like, why so serious?
Yeah. You see a lot of Jokers, man. And I don't get it. Like a purple SUV with like a decal of the Joker's grin on the back.
Yeah.
And then maybe across the back of the tailgate, it's airbrushed, the Joker's lament.
Oh boy.
You name your car.
Yeah, or it has like ha 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 ha.
That's on the hood.
Oh boy.
Yeah, ha ha. And then maybe like a little nod to Harley Quinn.
Man, I don't understand it. I love a lot of things, but I've never loved something so much. I mean, when you're a teenager, of course, you splather your back window in band stickers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never put them on the bumper.
No, mine were always decals on the window. I never, you know what? I have one sticker on my car right now. And it was the first time in my entire existence of driving, my entire career of driving, that I put a vinyl sticker on the paint. And it's only because I drive a hatchback now and there was a nice little spot for it. But I've never put a sticker on a bumper, and I've only once put a sticker on paint.
I put sticker on paint too, and I think we have the same sticker on paint. Mine was because someone backed into my fucking bumper and left a fucking scratch, and I was like, well, instead of covering up, I'll slap a fucking nice little sticker over it.
Did you do that thing where you lick your thumb and get all the road dirt off your car?
Get all that off, and then you put them nice and smooth.
But then it looks like a reverse bruise because your car's dirty, right? And there's like a thumb swipe.
Why is this so clean? What do you do?
Well, because I don't want any dirt between my sticker and the car.
Here's how rarely I put decals on my car. I have one other thing on my car, and it's the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy thumb. Huge Hitchhiker's Guide fan.
But you didn't plaster.
No, I put it on a window. So I drive a Velociter, and it's basically a 3-door car, and there's a back window. It's really small. Like, imagine like a hatchback that has like a really tiny window in the back. It's like, that's a perfect little window to put this decal on. And I slap it on, and wouldn't you fucking know it, it's on upside down.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And I was like, do I take it off or just leave it? I fucking left it.
Is that like flying the American flag upside down? Like, is it a hate? Is it like inverting the cross?
Yeah, like, fuck you.
Yeah, thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Oh, and I have the Hitchhiker's Guide logo. It might be just, it's cocked in a very weird way.
I have something kind of embarrassing to admit. On our last episode, I believe that I exclaimed that I liked Limp Bizkit.
You love Limp Bizkit.
I do, man. I can't help it. Of course they're cheesy. Of course Fred Durst comes off as a huge douche.
Speaking of going too far with loving something too much, that Wes Borland, he really loves wearing costumes. Maybe a little too much.
That's his thing, man. They're always different costumes.
They are different.
Yeah, I did exclaim that on the last episode. I do stand by it. Because of Wes Borland, I just enjoy the fella. I like his guitar playing. I like his costumes. I like his art. I like his sense of humor. I follow him on Instagram. I think he's a funny dude. Yeah. And he's a good guitar player. Just happens to be in a band.
He played in a project with Matt Skiba from McElwain Trio.
He did?
Yeah, The Secrets. He played guitar in The Secrets.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you're schooling me on my own band.
There you go.
When I was in high school, I got my first car. And it was a 1992 Dodge Sundance. Now, you've never heard of this car because they only made like 3 of them.
But you've seen it. I think the Sundance is one of those cars that multiple car manufacturers made models that looked exactly like it, like a Dodge Dynasty. Or
I believe Dodge, Pontiac, and Chevy all made this exact same car, but they were called different things. Like my sister had a Sunfire.
Yeah.
That was a Chevy, and I think Pontiac made the Sunbird.
The Sunbird, yeah.
So I had a friend whose parents owned a vinyl sticker, or a vinyl cutting company, I should say. They made vinyl decals. They made signs. They made vinyl things that were laser etched. And I was hanging out at the shop one day, one rainy summer day, and my friend was like, "Hey man, do you want me to make you a vinyl decal for your car?"
Fuck yeah, dude.
And I was like, hell yeah, I do. Now, remember, I was probably 16, 17 at the time. So I get online. This was the early days of the internet. And I'm looking for the font because I wanted it to say something. I was like, I want something. I want a good font. What am I going to pick?
Old English.
Yep. Oh! Yep. And about 4 feet wide by about 8 or 9 inches tall in white vinyl. I applied a decal, not on the bumper, not on the back windshield, front windshield right across the top.
And what did it say?
Limp Bizkit.
Dope.
It was bad.
Was it a 4-door Sundance? Was it
it was a 2-door.
Was it champagne?
It was champagne brown.
Yeah.
It was the color of a fart. It was 2-door. It was a little tiny car. I had a bitchin' sound system in it, though, as you do when you're young.
Was that the one with the Discman?
No, I actually had. It was my first car. It was my second car. My first car with a actual dash CD player in it. Had some Pioneer 6x9s in the back. Had some Pioneer door speakers in the front. Sounded really nice. But yeah, I did apply.
On the front. You did like a Hernandez.
Yeah, your classic like lowrider approach.
Yeah.
But it literally spanned the entire front windshield up in the top. I applied it. I thought it was the coolest thing. I get in the car to drive home and it was raining. I flipped the windshield wipers on.
And it just goes away.
It just flicked it off the. So then it just said Lip Bizkit. Like L, the I, the M, half the P was gone.
Yeah.
It looked like it said Lick Biscuit pretty much. And I didn't really know how to take it off, which, you could have just taken a razor blade to it and got rid of it. But I left it on for about 2 weeks until one Saturday morning I get up and my dad is in the driveway scraping that decal off my car. And he was just like, dude, why did you do this? You're so in trouble. I guess it took him a week or so to
get
see
it. Oh, yeah.
So embarrassing, though. Limp Bizkit across your windshield.
I'm surprised you didn't get someone to like a what do they call the airbrush? Like the $3 bills y'all cover on your hood.
Oh, dude, one step away. One step away. That was the last time I ever had something that I loved that much that I applied to something that I loved that much.
Yeah, I can't even like do band t-shirts anymore. Like I'll buy them at shows and then I'll fold them up and put them in a drawer.
Yeah, it's like a little keepsake. I've done that.
But before, like everything a band had, I would rock it. I would rock a t-shirt and then put a hoodie over it, maybe a jacket, a fucking hat, like the whole fucking thing. Like,
Would you wear multiples?
I would do the whole thing.
Like a belt? Maybe a belt buckle?
Okay, so we joked before about, yes. We joked before about dudes or ladies who would do like, you know, the Superman t-shirt with like a Deadpool hat. Like they're just crossing genre or crossing characters and like, you know, I guess labels or I guess companies and do the whole thing. I never really did that with bands. A lot of people do that with bands. They'll wear like Travis Barker was on the Joe Rogan show and he had a Slayer beanie. And then I think he's wearing an Ice Cube t-shirt. I'm like, that's so weird.
Yeah, you can't cross genres.
Don't cross genre. Just go plain.
What if you did like a Joker fedora, maybe a Harley Quinn fidget spinner?
I'm into that.
All right.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, a Batman bucket hat and like, I don't know, like penguin suspenders.
If that Batman bucket hat, it's got to be black fuzzy I want the yellow Batman logo.
Yeah, not this modern angular Batman shit. I want the classic,
just that oval nanner Batman logo.
I actually, speaking of, I did have a Batman bucket hat. I went to Six Flags over Texas.
I was going to say, did you get it at Six Flags in a gift shop?
I did. There was the Batman stunt show. It just premiered the summer that I went. And of course, I had my ass in the seat there. And my dad bought me a Batman bucket hat. And boy, did I wear it. Did I wear it. But again, I was a child.
Sure.
I was like 13.
Dude, we all wore the dumbest. Have you ever looked at pictures of when you were a kid and like, why did my parents let me walk out of the house? Nay, why did you put that on me? I didn't choose my clothes and I was like 9.
Right.
Your mom laid clothes out and said, this is what you're wearing.
Well, I definitely had an urban phase.
Oh, yeah.
I was probably in 7th grade, 8th grade. And I found a little company by the name of Cross Colors. I don't know if you're familiar.
I'm very familiar.
Made popular by Chris Cross, Will Smith, I believe TLC.
Yeah, a lot of
young TLC.
Hoodie t-shirts.
Yeah, a lot of hooded t-shirts, lots of mixed patterns, colors. I had a pair of, I don't know if you'd call them jeans or shorts because they're
called jams.
Jams, okay. Yeah, they were
long shorts.
Yeah, jean jams, wide, long. You know, they rested probably halfway between the ankle and the knee. And they were like every panel of denim was a different striped pattern. Ooh. So some like pinstripes, some wide stripes. And they were very urban. Yeah. I mean, they screamed 90s.
They were loud.
In living color.
Right.
Yeah. And boy, did I wear those with a hooded t-shirt.
Ooh, I did that too. That was my era of like, I guess, urban phases, but definitely Cross Colors, which is back, by the way. It's in stores. Kids are eating it up. Cross Colors was one of them. I wasn't really big on DeFubu, but I think like Hypercolor might have been that. Not like urban, but it was definitely in the more like hip hop.
What's Hypercolor? I always thought Hypercolor was like for dudes whose dads owned jet skis. Like it was like extreme sports.
Oh, really?
But I could be wrong. I don't know. I had a limited.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think an oversized hooded t-shirt is like my big thing for like urban and jams and like purple for some reason. I had a pair of purple Reebok Classics.
Okay.
That I wore with a pair of purple Dickie slacks.
Oh God, double purple.
Double purple.
Look like Barney.
Dude, I looked like Grimace because I was a chubby kid.
I had some black in my urban phase. I had some black Fila high tops that were all black with purple F's on the side and then a purple Fila like logo on the bottom.
Fuck yeah.
Very Joker-esque.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, you know what? There was again with the Venn diagram, there was like a crossover urban / Joker color scheme going on. Yeah. A lot of purple and green.
Purple greens, yeah.
Like maybe some gold thrown in there, some white. It's interesting.
It is.
I'm looking back. Yeah, I had a pretty good phase. Like I was listening to like, I think from the BMG music catalog, like Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. Onyx, Back to Fuck Up.
Yeah.
Coolio, It Takes a Thief.
See, I liked Gangsta's Paradise, and I liked the hits on Coolio. I never bought an album.
There's some classic jams on that one.
But I really loved Snoop Dogg Doggy Style. That album like changed. don't want to say change my life, but it definitely like that was the iconic album for my urban phase era.
Mm-hmm.
There was that and Dr. Dre's Chronic. Those were like the two big ones.
Mine was, Doggy Style's thrown in the mix there for sure, but mine was definitely Onyx, Back to Fuck Up, and Cypress Hill, Black Sunday.
So you got a little more. I think Cypress Hill was a little more like goth rap.
Well,
like,
so was
they
like
were
Onyx,
dark.
I think.
Yeah,
they were like
darker.
militant, like they wore like the high-tech boots and all black. And yeah, Cypress Hill definitely was kind of spooky and scary.
Spooky stoners.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
they were literally
yeah,
insane.
yeah.
They literally sung about being insane in their membranes.
And then another song about taking hits from the bong.
Oh, dude. And I never smoked pot back then. I had no clue what they were talking about, but I was like, whoa, they're smoking that crazy stuff.
Right. And I think Bone Thugs and Harmony was like right behind them with that. I think Bone Thugs was more, they were a bit darker of a group too.
Well, Bone was weird though, because they definitely were dark. I had Creeping on the Come Up on cassette, and it was very dark. They had like a song called Mr. Ouija. They were like, they would do these like incantations in their songs and stuff. Very, very dark. But then I feel like when Crossroads came out, like they totally flipped the script and were like, Christian?
See, I don't know. That Crossroads video I would watch on the box when I was a kid, and that video would kind of scare me because there's like that kind of buff angel going around.
With the terrible computer animated wings.
Really bad wings. But he would go and like touch people and they would die. And, he's just shooting dominoes with his Uncle Charles on a porch. Uncle Charles dies.
Yeah.
And
Eyes
I
turn
miss my
black.
Uncle Charles. Yeah, eyes turn black. It's fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But then he takes them all to like this mountaintop or whatever.
And isn't he holding a baby?
holding a fucking dead baby?
Yeah.
Like dark.
That's real dark.
It's real dark.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. I always thought they were evil, but then I don't know. I thought that they turned Christian. I think they performed on like one of the MTV award shows, and they were all in white. And I was like, oh, this is when they flip it.
They're good now.
They get everybody.
Yeah.
They get the Satanist gangsters. They get the mainstream Christians.
That's how you do it, man.
Yeah.
You got to do a gospel record. Like everyone does like a little bit of something on a gospel tip. I mean, even fucking like Johnny Cash did a gospel record when all of his other records are about drinking and fucking and, cheating on his wife and all that kind of shit. Now, I love gospel though too.
That was kind of my plan growing up. It was like, I wanted to be in like a death metal band and be like really evil, but make sure before I die that I get saved.
Oh, right before.
Yeah, kind of like the head from Korn.
Get that golden ticket.
Yeah, the fall into grace,
But see, I went the opposite route. Like, I love Jesus and I found him. And if you go by the rules, you can't take that back. Like, I'm in.
You're good, dude.
I signed the paperwork. I'm good.
There's only a few things that could, reverse that.
This podcast.
Well, some of the things we've said here, yes.
Might reverse that, make null and void that contract.
You ever get real sick and then you're like, God, I still believe in you. Just in case. Like, bro, come on.
Buddy.
Hey, old buddy, remember me?
Remember me?
I'm back.
I led a worship band.
Yeah. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I got a bad cough and I'm back. Just in case.
I got a bad cough and I'm knocking on 40. I am back.
Yeah. Hey, I'm back. The prodigal son has returned. I'm going to strap on the old cross colors and feelers for old time's sake. Oh. I don't know, man. It's scary sometimes.
It is.
Yeah, the urban phase was short. I still appreciate hip hop. Actually, yesterday I was setting up my home studio and just kind of like tightening the screws, if you will. I was getting everything sounding good.
Yeah.
Ready. Got some monitors set up, got my computer all updated, got all my recording software updated. And I was actually listening to just like random hip hop. I actually was playing some Cypress Hill. I was like, I want to test out these monitors. So I pulled up Spotify. I played a song off Black Sunday. I don't remember which one. Or maybe it was off their first album. And on Spotify, if you play a song, sometimes it will just start playing like random songs in that genre. It'll start like an artist radio.
Yeah, if you go through like an album or whatever, it'll start playing stuff. Yeah,
that's what I did. And like all day yesterday, when you walk down into my room, it was like I had my nice lamp on. I had my room, my space was all clean. And you'd walk down and it was like, oh, there's some Method Man. Oh, there's some Wu-Tang. Oh, there's some Dr. Dre. It was really nice.
As you're coming like in and out of the room, like a nice little flow.
Like, and I just left it real low.
Yeah.
So like you couldn't hear it in the next room, but you'd walk in, it's like, oh damn, did I just step into the coolest club ever?
Right.
It's like some slow and low. They weren't slow jams.
Right. See, I've always, have you ever gone like a, we've all gone to like house gatherings, like get-togethers, or it's like a meal, or someone brings, bring a 6-pack or whatever. Have you ever gone like a house party where each room has its own like thing like that going, where you go into this room and like, well, they're listening to like, I don't know, the Smiths, or this is a really chill vibe room, where people might be rolling, doing a little ecstasy,
right?
And you go into this room, it's hip hop, people are like doing shots, popping shots, getting grinding. It might be fucking,
maybe,
yeah. And then there's just there's other, and then you go outside and there's like some dude playing a fucking acoustic around a fire pit.
Of course, yeah. Do they hire people to do that?
The fire pit guy?
Yeah.
I'm a fire pit guy. Hit me up.
Get him on Craigslist.
Yeah, I'm $30. I'm super cheap. $30 and whatever leftover beers you got.
Yeah, just throw me a beer when I raise my glass and clink it.
Toss me an Anthem. I'll try. We'll work for Anthems.
I mean, it's not a bad gig.
No.
Do you think that guy ever gets laid?
The dude who plays acoustic at parties, I'm gonna say no. But here's the thing: they say, you keep pushing, you keep trying. They can't all say no, which is a really rapey way of saying it. That's super rape. Have you ever heard that? They can't all say no.
Yeah,
which is very pushy and aggressive.
Yeah. And we just don't live in that kind of society.
We don't live in that kind of society.
I don't want to.
No.
At all. Well, I think we should get on to the show,
Let's get on to the show.
We had a good intro here, good catching up in this very comfortable space here at the Speakeasy.
Yeah, no, I was about to just like keep going. This chair is nice.
And we have a super special show tonight. We are joined by the band Masked Intruder. They came through Oklahoma City. By the time you hear this, they've been long gone.
They've been in the state, right back out of the state.
They got to go.
Got to get out.
They can't stay in one place too long.
No, they got the fuzz on their tail.
That's right. But we were lucky enough to have them stop by, hang out with us for a little while. And we're going to get to that right now. Right now.
Hi, Intruder Maniacs. Are you in a band? The answer is, of course you are. Everybody's in a fucking band these days. If you're in a band, congratulations on making the worst financial decision of your life, aside from taking out a college loan or something. Now, there is a way to lessen the burden of such a bad financial decision. It's called merchandising. And Stupid Rad Merch Company is ready to meet all your merchandising needs. Do you need t-shirts printed on a tight deadline for your tour you booked less than a month out? How about a bunch of weird random trinkets like keychains or medallions? What about koozies? Everybody loves koozies. They keep your drink cold and your hand warm. Or vice versa, depending on what you're looking for, Stupid Rad Merch Company can get these all made for you. Stupid Rad Merch Company is an in-house artist who can help you with designs. They're still a small enough company that they can pay special attention to all your special needs and stuff. And they even got a web store. That's where the real magic is. You go on tour and you sell your stuff, but chances are you're going to have some left over, and some of your fans that came to the show didn't have enough money to buy some stuff. So then they go on to stupidradmerch.com and find stuff from your band on the merch store. They'll take care of all your production and shipping fulfillment needs. Go ahead, go on the Stupid Rad Merch Company web store right now and check out all the type bands that are already on there. They got the Bomb Pops, Bad Cop, Smoking Popes. It's real tight. And for those of you not in a band who just want to have some cool swag, they got their own Stupid Rad branded apparel. Check it out, stupidradmerch.com. And now for a limited time, listeners to the Intruder Green podcast can go on to stupidradmerch.com and use the promo code PRISON. You'll get 50% off any Stupid Rad branded apparel. Check it out, stupidradmerch.com.
Masked Intruder, episode 144. All right, we're here with Masked Intruder.
Oh, yeah.
At
How
the
you doing?
Speakeasy. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Kick
We
ass.
got blue and green.
That's right. That's right.
We got the rest of the band in the
They're hanging out
just
in the
hanging,
background.
checking their phones,
doing their things.
doing their road
all
thing.
sorts of stuff.
just picked this one up. I don't know. Trying to figure out what's on it.
Yeah. Do you know how to unlock one? Like, is there a way to unlock it if you don't got the code?
Well, it's a problem with the facial recognition.
I tried
it
to do
is.
it the same way I unlock other locks, where I just smashed the shit out of it, but it didn't work too good.
They're very fragile.
The phone does. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah,
So-
that's got to be hard for stealing cell phones these days with that.
It's true.
Everything's facial. Unless you go like Android.
Oh
Does
no,
Android do that
cell
shit too?
phones are easy to steal.
Androids are, I think, it's true. The phones are easy to steal, but when they are locked, it is difficult. I will tell you one thing, that when you break it open physically, the bank account numbers and everything are not actually physically in the phone.
I know, ain't that confusing?
You might think that there would be little slips of paper with like all the information. I don't know how cell phones work, but apparently that's not how they work.
It's all in the cloud now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can you break into the cloud?
I wish that
We
I
gotta
knew how to
figure
do
that one out.
I think you need some like Avengers type shit to do that.
That's right.
It's a good song title, though.
Yeah,
Maybe next album.
Break into the cloud.
Yeah.
You know, it's subjective. Good is subjective.
It's like that movie Hackers. You ever seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Great
Good ass movie.
Yeah, good ass movie.
It was a real grim look into the future that we're living in now.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's not
right.
really much.
It seems like a pretty
that.
realistic depiction of technology as it is now. Yeah.
I think so.
Floppy disks.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
that's
like
what the
that,
internet
yeah.
looks like, right? When you go and you get online, it's a city of towers and green shit.
And Angelina Jolie with cornrows in her hair.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah,
And
it's
Matthew
and her
Lillard
boobs too.
Yeah, there are.
That's
they're
also
breasts in
true.
it.
Yeah.
The boobs in there.
So what brings you guys to Oklahoma?
We're playing a show in Oklahoma City tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, we're actually, truth be told, the full story is that we're on our way out ultimately to meet up with the Interrupters for the Good Fight tour, which we're doing.
When does that start?
It starts on February 27th in Arizona, in Phoenix.
How long are you going to be out?
It's a good long tour. It's like a good 6 weeks. So it's something like that. I mean, good long tour. We'll be going all over this beautiful country of ours, and also into the Canada country up there, which is also similarly beautiful.
A little different,
It's a little bit more maple syrup involved.
right? A little more snow than in Oklahoma.
There's more snow than in Oklahoma, yeah, but it's pretty similar climate to Wisconsin, where we're holed up most of the time. It's basically that's like an honorary part of Canada, as far as I'm concerned.
Have you been there before?
To Canada?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But in fact, many times we love Canada. Toronto and Montreal are two of our favorite cities, period, I think, anywhere in the whole world, honestly. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Real talk. Ladies are real, especially double extra beautiful there.
I've heard that.
I don't know what it is, if it's in the water or something, but it's amazing. You
Yeah,
walk
that's
around
true.
and walk around in Toronto and just look around, and it's like, you try good luck, keeping your jaw up.
It's that healthcare, that free healthcare.
You think that's
keeps
what it
them,
is?
Yeah, it keeps them nice and
Beautiful.
youthful. Yeah, beautiful.
We should get that.
Yeah, and
we
legalized marijuana too. They got that too. That's good.
Yeah, that's fun too. But when it's not legal, maybe it's more fun.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's definitely
Yeah.
cooler when it's
I
not
wonder
legal.
about that. It's like kind of like when they make McDonald's breakfast available all day. It's like, who gives a shit now?
Yeah, I want my
It was all
muffin.
about making it there before 10:30.
That's right. It was special.
Yeah, especially like on a weekend. You might get up, you might have a hangover.
Yeah.
You're racing to McDonald's.
Exactly.
Got to get that McGriddle.
And it's the struggle that makes it real.
I agree. Yeah, medical marijuana is legal in Oklahoma now. Recently, as in like
nice.
the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you see dispensaries everywhere, and it's like, what's the fun in that? I want to buy it, in a parking lot. Like I want to get on AOL
Absolutely.
and like
Yeah.
get in a chat room.
You want some danger in your life.
Yeah.
You don't have to hide it in like a cup and put it in the back of your car so you
Yeah.
can pull over their nose.
That's
Yeah.
right. You
Now
buy
it's-
it from a high school kid that looks like he could kick your ass.
Yeah.
Exactly. You want some fear involved.
And you
basically.
also want the juggle of, is it going to get me high or not? Is it going to be good or is it
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
dirt weed?
That's right.
I always
Is
felt
it
like,
oregano?
yeah, exactly. I felt like
At
it
least
was
it's
better.
still delicious,
Yeah.
I felt like it was better when you didn't know where it came from and every like little number involved and everything.
Yeah.
That's a mystery. I don't know.
That's right.
So you guys have a new album coming out.
You better
That's
believe
true.
it.
And what's it called?
It's called Masked Intruder 3.
Cool.
Yeah, which a lot of people will say that it's 3, and that's fine. You could call it 3. But the truth is that the album's actually called Masked Intruder 3.
Now,
Yeah,
if the
which you would know if you looked at the album. It just says it right there.
is
I
the
don't know why
cover
people are
is the
confused.
cover when I first saw the cover, it reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah.
That was kind of the
Yeah,
the
not-
horror movie theme kind
Yeah,
of
that's a
thing.
good ass
Absolutely.
movie too.
Not
Yeah.
necessarily specifically that movie, but yeah, definitely like that era of like, VHS covers. I mean, that's some shit that I think is burned into our retinas like forever, like some of those old like horror movie, sci-fi movie, cop buddy movie, just 80s and 90s like movies. The covers of that, it was just so cool looking. We like that stuff, and we thought that the record is a little bit like a sequel to the other records, so why not fucking run with it?
So how have you changed? I'm
Yeah.
hitting you with these hard questions, man.
No, that's a good
How
question.
did you approach Masked Intruder 3 as opposed to the first two?
Yeah, sure. Well, the first record, I think, you don't, because it's the first record, you don't realize what you got. You don't kind of know what you're doing. But on the other hand, you got a lot of like energy. Shit is new. You're kind of attacking it like, this is what we're doing. Here's the idea. And then the second record, you're to some extent, you're trying to live up to the first record, I think, and there are a lot of different approaches to that. I think some people say, yeah, try to just stick to the formula of the first record. I don't personally think that's the right way to go. I think you want to subtly expand with each release. This third one, I think it felt a little bit more free to sort of, kind of do whatever we wanted. So to me, it felt like it would be important to try to just remember the headspace that we was in for the first record and just think about what it is that, why does Max Intruder exist? What is it that we do that's cool? And just try to fucking nail that. So have fun with it. And it's really about, just having, basically, I think what really, in essence, what we really are is, a punk band sort of just by habit. We love punk rock. We grew up on it. But we get in the studio. We're trying to make pop records. That's what we're really shooting for. And number 3 here, Max Intruder 3, I think it's probably our most successful situation in that regard. Like, I feel like we fucking pretty much nailed it.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, as they say.
I heard an old adage also, as they say, that, you have your entire life to write your first record. You have a few years to write your second, third,
That's right.
fourth.
I heard that too, but I think it was from the guy from the Goo Goo Dolls.
I think it was from
He's a
Korn,
genius.
actually.
Oh,
really?
Korn?
Big influence?
Oh yeah, I would say so.
I would have to say that I like the Goo Goo Dolls like infinitely more than I like Korn.
Yeah,
You heard it here first.
That's true.
Yeah, that's a hot take right there.
At least Goo Goo Dolls started out as a punk rock band. and
Yeah,
then-
at least they have some sense of songs that don't make me want to kill myself.
Well,
Yeah.
they did basically what you just said about you start out doing like the punk rock thing you grew up on. That's what Goo Goo Dolls did, and then pop.
Yeah.
They may have went a little too overboard at the pop realm, but
they did.
They wrote panty dropping music that made them millions of dollars.
And that's
Yeah,
good.
they made a lot of money. You know, you got to get it somehow.
I don't begrudge them that at all. I mean, if you could write a song that makes, girls that you ain't never even met want to make out with you, that's great.
Have you ever wrote a song that made a girl that you never met want to make out with you?
That's the idea.
Yeah, that's
why
right.
we
That's
keep
the
making
main
songs,
goal.
but
That's the
I
main
don't know
goal.
if it actually ever works.
I did have a girl kiss me on stage one time, but I'm pretty sure
yeah.
she was a cop and it was like a entrapment.
Oh, one of those
yeah.
kind of
She's
things.
trying
yeah.
to plant a tracking
hate
device
that.
in your mouth.
I think that's
Entrapment
literally
shit.
what it was. Yeah.
That's a good ass movie though.
Entrapment.
Yeah,
Who's in
with
that
Sean
one?
Connery.
Oh shit!
And Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I remember the
Is that the
laser
one?
scene. There's like a laser
that's
scene.
right.
Oh, that was that from
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
lasers and
Yeah,
shit.
I
Is that
love
the one?
lasers, dude.
Yeah.
Any movie with lasers and
That's right.
laser centric,
Got
I love it.
Sean
Yeah.
Connery was like, "Hey, I'm James Bond. I'm getting back into like dancing with lasers and stuff."
What about Real Genius? That was like a laser situation there.
Yeah, it's pretty lasery.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Didn't they have like a big laser in it?
I believe there was a giant
A
laser.
giant laser?
I think there was a giant laser.
Was
I
it
believe it to be true.
pointed at a planet or?
It could have been.
Okay.
It could have been pointed at Val Kilmer too. It's been
all-
a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
coming
yeah.
together.
It's been a while since I've seen Val Kilmer. Is he still around? Did he get shot by a laser? Now he's died.
He's a little puffy
got
now.
fried.
Yeah, I don't know if he's doing so well these days.
He looks like he got stung by bees.
I'm really hoping they'll make a fucking sequel to Willow still, so he better get in shape.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I have
Willow's
to remake
too.
that one. Yeah,
I don't know.
Willow.
I don't know if I'd want to see that. I remember watching Willow when I was super young, and I don't know about y'all, but certain movies would be scary to me as a kid,
Yeah.
even if they weren't scary.
Absolutely.
Like certain things were just kind of, if I didn't understand it, if I couldn't wrap my head around it, I would just automatically be kind of frightened of it.
Well,
and
yeah.
Willow was definitely one of
There's
those
some
movies.
scary shit in that movie.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
for
You
sure.
got an evil witch, and she's like, there's the rain, and she's like, I'm an evil witch.
Yeah.
Scary.
The
Scary is
talking
scary
squirrel
enough.
is what freaked me out.
Oh yeah,
I got another one, Secret of Nim.
that was
Oh,
great.
yeah, that's a
Scary
great
to me,
cartoon
though.
show.
It
I don't
was
know
very.
why.
I think it was very scary. It was an atmosphere situation. They had the
That's
bad
right.
guys. It was like, I'm a big evil rat.
Yeah.
Scary enough.
It's pretty scary.
It checks the boxes.
Yeah.
for
Blue,
me.
I think
I
you
don't
should just describe movies all the time and have that be like a thing.
Yeah,
It's like
I'm pretty good at it. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Well, would
Movies
you,
are cool.
would you mind to put your money where your mouth hole is?
yeah, sure. Well, okay. So let me tell you one that I think was scary, even though it wasn't supposed to be. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, yeah. Tim
Large
Burton.
Marge, dude.
Large
Marge.
Marge.
that scene scared the shit out of me.
Dude, that was every
Yeah.
kid
I
shit
couldn't
their
watch
pants.
that. I couldn't watch that part when I was younger. Like I had to look away.
And even his dream where the bike is and everything is
yeah,
weird.
And all the clowns.
And it's like, yeah, and they're like, I'm an evil clown.
Yeah, that's like, it's funny because Tim Burton has come out with so many like creepy movies. That might have been his creepiest one.
It could have been, and Johnny Depp wasn't even in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really kind of found his lane.
He's real creepy.
You know?
He has. And Johnny Depp, I feel like he spiraled into a universe where he just is a character from a Burton movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he just kind of dresses like that sailor guy. What's his name?
Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's it. The
Kind of
the
like
man of the
a
sea.
troubadour version of Jack Sparrow.
He
the
does.
He
big
does play rock
giant
music
hat.
too, though. He rips, dude.
Does
I
he
think.
really?
I don't.
Right.
I don't know if he literally rips,
I'm
but he
always
does.
skeptical of
Yeah.
people that are like, I'm a movie star, and then now I'm also a rock star. I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
I think
pick
he was-
one, asshole.
Yeah,
I
like, save
think
some
he
room for the
was,
rest of us.
doing
Exactly.
both though when he first started, and he got more famous with doing acting and stuff.
Is that why he did that Tom Petty video?
Which
What?
one?
Now I always confuse it. I don't know if it's Great Wide Open or if it's
Into the great wide,
Wide
open.
Open, yeah.
Hey,
I think that's it.
All right.
I thought it was Great White Open. It was like a
Great
tournament
White?
for sharks.
Yeah.
or
It was like a tribute to the band.
yeah, I was
Great
gonna
White.
say, the band that opens for Great White. That's their
Yeah, into that.
yeah.
It wasn't Last Dance with Mary Jane because that
No,
starred
no.
That's a
Petty.
good ass
Tom
song
Petty
too.
was in that,
Hey,
yeah.
full circle. Now we're talking about marijuana again. All right.
There you go.
Oh yeah, and when they would play it on the radio, they would bleep out the word joint. Oh, that's You Don't Know How It Feels. Damn.
Oh,
that's
they
right.
bleep out joint.
Yeah, it would be like, let's roll.
I think that may have just
another
been
joint.
in Oklahoma.
No,
We're pretty
you know what they
lame
would
here.
do? I remember this. They didn't bleep out joint. They changed roll to hit.
That's
So
right.
instead of rolling a joint, you're hitting a joint. Like if
That's
you're
the
going to a
stupidest
place.
thing I ever
Yeah,
fucking
going to
heard.
a bar or
Yeah,
something.
but I kind of like hitting a joint as in, like knocking off a liquor store or some shit. That's a good idea too.
It also could refer to just smoking the pot too.
That's also right.
Can I hit that? Let me hit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, who was the guy that sat down and like edited that in Pro Tools, or maybe it was tape back then?
Yeah, it probably was.
What a job!
No shit. That's what it was like. Basically, like a trained monkey. You had somebody that was highly trained. They would sit in the studio and they would just cut tape and fucking put it together. Now that was one thing for like a punk record or something, but picture like a fucking Def Leppard Hysteria,
Yeah.
where like the guitar parts were fucking recorded one guitar string at a time.
Is that true? Because I've heard that.
That's true.
No way.
That's dude. Fucking look it up on the internet. Would the internet lie that shit? I don't fucking think so.
that seems to be harder than just playing it,
For sure.
right?
Oh, definitely. But you're going for that sound clarity, and you want to do something fucking super special to make every fucking. You want to blow people's minds and shit. You
Yeah.
gotta fucking record one note at a time and be like,
That's
holy
right.
shit, fucking. Next thing we're gonna do is invent a space shuttle.
Did you guys, or a giant laser?
Yeah,
Did you,
that
have you
would
guys
work
ever explored the one
Yeah.
string at a time?
No, we never did no one string at a time, but we've done a lot of shit in the studio that you could never possibly do, live.
Yeah.
Like a good example is Most Beautiful Girl on MI, like the response in the chorus, Most Beautiful Girl. It's like 64 voices. You can't do that live.
No.
I mean, you could if you have a whole choir.
If you're like Slipknot,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
another mask
Yeah, but
group of guys.
I've forgotten that those guys wear masks. They do, don't
forgot.
they? Yeah. I just remember them for every other quality about them that everybody cared about.
There was
Yeah.
the one guy that had like the long nose,
Yes,
and
that's
he would
right.
do this a lot.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I saw them live. Actually, it was speaking of frightening things from my childhood. It was not too far from here. Actually, they played, and it was in like an old theater. And the Tower Theater, actually, on 23rd Street. They just renovated this place. It's a beautiful, like, old, classic, like, 1950s-esque theater.
Yeah.
They had curtains hanging, like, all the way up each side. And the drum guys, not the drummer, but the other drum
Percussionist?
fellas. Yeah.
The barrel
Oh, so they
players.
were
the
percussionists.
steel drum
Yeah.
beaters
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
They were like
The marching
climbing
band.
up them and ripping them down
Oh,
and
wow.
throwing them in the crowd. And they had to like shut the concert down because it was a fire hazard.
No shit.
It was like being in hell.
Yeah, right.
Super scared. I grew up like being from Oklahoma, I grew up like in the Bible Belt in a nice Baptist home. So
Yeah.
that was the first time I ever saw anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was fucking scary.
Yeah, but I bet you were like, this is sweet. Satan
Yeah.
rules.
I'm still talking about it 20 years later. So yeah, it was
Exactly.
incredible.
Yeah, when you're a
Yeah.
teenager, anything like that, anything that's rebellious, you like latch on to.
And it's so ironic because I think like the more like uptight you try to raise your kid, you might succeed. Like if success is like raising a kid that will never fit into regular society, they're always going to be like, oh, Jesus is my co-pilot. But like usually I feel like in America you try to raise your kid like all like prim and proper, and they end up being fucking morons. more insane.
Yeah.
And then some of the most like conservative Christian parts of the country are like really the most like fucked up. Like they got the most strip clubs and like most like weird like repressed.
The seedy underbelly.
Yeah, it's all there. You can't actually make people not want to see, you know, naked boobs and stuff. You just
strip clubs are red.
I don't like them.
I haven't been to one in many, many years. You know, when I turned 21, it's like,
Well,
oh,
I'm
I'm
not
going to
allowed
go do this.
inside them. I just think like,
You just hang out in the
probably
parking
is pretty
lot.
cool.
Right.
Do you
Yeah.
stand outside and put like a cup
Not
against the
lots of
wall?
naked ladies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, apparently there's a place in France where the naked ladies dance, and there's a hole in the wall
I heard about that.
where you
And
can see it. You can see it all.
you could see it all.
Have you seen it all? Have you been to France?
We have been to France, but we did not find this place.
Yeah, I think it might be a lie.
We found some
dirty
holes in the
fucking
wall. They
lie.
were of a different nature.
So we,
That's right.
we met you guys when you were on tour with MXPX.
Yeah, that's right.
And we were in Denver, hanging
Yeah.
out in the green room.
It was actually just one show.
Oh, okay, you just played the one show with them. Cool. I think you broke a bottle of whiskey, or didn't something fall off a table?
Yeah, it could be.
I think the bass drum was making this bottle of whiskey, and
Oh, yeah.
that was like right in the middle of our episode.
Yeah, I got
Remember
blamed
that?
for it.
That's
but I
right.
didn't
that
do
you
it.
got blamed
I didn't
for it.
do.
And then
I
you
was
blamed
sitting,
Blue.
I think I may have.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that though.
No.
Now I've been known to drink a bottle of whiskey sometimes, but break it, yeah, maybe
That's wasting.
after drinking it.
Yeah.
I
When
would-
it's emptied.
That's when
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
it. That's the proper time to like throw it in the street and be like, my life is depressing.
Like you throw the empty.
Yeah,
You don't throw the full bottle, right?
That's how people know that you're serious. Your problems are real, more real than theirs.
And that's a law breaking. That's what is that? Littering? That's a fine,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
There's
It's
several. I
easy.
mean, obstruction of justice. I think
Could be.
possibly if you
If you throw it at a cop, it definitely is
yeah.
more
Cop trying to
illegal.
arrest somebody.
A shard slices a cop, and you're in all kinds of fucking
that's
trouble.
right.
Whole world of mess.
Yeah, flagrant use of shards.
So yeah, by the time this comes out, you guys will have already been on your way. But I definitely want to talk about the record a little more.
Absolutely.
You said it was kind of, you nailed it. You nailed it on this
I
one.
think so. Yeah, there's a lot of this record has a lot of like sort of different vibes. Like each song kind of like really sits apart from the other songs, where there's like a flow, and each one is kind of like its own little piece of a story. But without feeling like too disparate. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, what the fuck? Where is this coming from? All of a sudden it's reggae. It's not like that.
You don't have any
You know what I
reggae
mean? No.
reggae breakdowns
Or
or
reggaeton.
No, we really don't. We don't. But there are, without like leaving the Masked Intruder universe, I just think that it's really like chock full of musical ideas. So it's like kind of interesting.
Well, it's super interesting, man. I was told about you right before we were on our way to that show.
Yeah.
And I'd seen you guys and heard of you guys, but Josh actually introduced me to y'all. And like from the get-go, I was like, dude, this is fucking super catchy.
Oh, thank you.
I dig that. I dig the aesthetic, the real life aesthetic. I dig all of that,
Yeah, absolutely.
Put the knife up, dude.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I was just getting worked up because you were talking about it.
It was beautiful. And then I saw you guys live and I was like, fuck, like this is super fun.
Oh, I'm glad you. Yeah, we try to have fun.
Yeah.
I think having fun is the most important thing. Sometimes you got bands out there that are like, yeah, well, here's what a show is. You get on stage and you play some songs. That's true. But here's the thing. You got YouTubes. You got fucking other kinds of things. I feel like if you're gonna try to entertain people, you should give them a little bit more than just,
You got to make it special.
You make it special. You make it a fun event. So we try to have as much fun as possible, and that's a big goal of ours. I think our shows are pretty fun, and it's cool to play with bands like MXPX, like the Interrupters, that are also like definitely all about having a real good time.
Oh yeah.
Who's some of your other favorite bands? Not to put you on the spot here.
Yeah, sure.
But I want to play favorites.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
like to listen to or like that we toured
Anything,
with?
man. The floor is yours.
I would say like one of the bands I listen to all the time still, they probably need to come out with some new music soon is Toy Guitar.
yeah, we love
They're
that.
real
band.
fucking good.
That's a good.
And what are some of the bands we toured with? Like,
We've toured with so many bands that it's been really, really, really great. So a couple that pop into mind that were just amazing people to just be with on a tour were Less Than Jake.
yeah.
Real Big Fish is another band
Yeah.
that like just was like couldn't be more supportive and just like sweet.
That's right.
That Aaron seems like a real sweetheart.
He's a real nice dude.
Yeah, I saw them when I was 15 years old, man, and I'm 38 now. I saw them here in Oklahoma City, and I if you don't mind me divulging for
go
a
ahead.
moment,
Go ahead.
I was ready to go to this show. I had a girl I was sweet on. We were going to go together. I had some sweet suspenders on. I had some Doc Martens on.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, I had some
Oh, you were like all Scott out.
I was, dude. I was ready to
right.
skank.
Little rude boy, ready to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I crowd surfed for the very first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
like a
got-
ska show.
Yeah, right. And I got
I
lifted
mean, that's
up.
cool. You know, you used to be able to do that back in the day, you know?
Now I see all the time behind stages, like no stage diving,
Yeah.
no crowd. You will be thrown out.
I know it.
I'm like, that is so not punk.
It's because some kid busted his head, and
Right.
some parent sued a venue, and I understand. But
Totally.
And that is actually very not punk. Like, fucking, we got sued. Oh, well.
yeah, but you know what's punk is not worrying about what's written on the rules. You know, who
That's
gives a
also
shit?
That's
true.
more punk,
So they're
maybe.
giving you a
When
chance,
cl-
basically.
and
It's an opportunity.
You're
That's right.
clearly defying a
They're-
written law.
That's right. They're giving you the chance to be a punk.
Yeah.
Got it. So I crowd surf and I'm having a good time. I'm like skanking in midair by that point.
Oh,
and I
wow.
get pushed up on the stage.
You're talented.
And I'm just like a baby deer, and my foot gets caught in the singer's mic cable, and I straight up pull his mic over in the middle of the
Oh,
song.
and you know he was
yeah.
pissed.
He kind of just like laughed because he could tell I was struggling.
Yeah.
And this big bouncer comes out and grabs me and throws me off the stage, like down these stairs beside the stage, and I hit the back door, like with my face and my arm.
Dude.
I kind of like come to, and I'm outside in the middle of winter. I was covered in sweat, no jacket or anything. It was snowing, and I had to walk all the way around the building to try to get back in. And I was like, dude, I could literally die out
For
here.
sure.
I was that, hot and bothered. And I would go back up to the front door, and like it's like the classic bouncer looks the other way, and I just run in, and he's like, come back here, and I go back in, and I just get back to skanking.
Damn.
That was
What I'm
beautiful.
born to do.
That's great.
Yeah, that's right. And
Good
then,
job.
Another day.
Thanks.
and then it was
that's
just
applaudable.
And then you were skanking, and it was just a sea of white kids, and they couldn't tell which one you were.
No.
So they couldn't find you to kick you out again.
No.
You-
There's a lot of Doc Martens in the house.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
So that's 3 ska bands you guys talked about. Opening.
Yeah, I want to say, since we're talking about great bands that we like a lot, I just want to give a shout out to our buddies in Rotterdam, Lone Wolf. They're real great.
Yeah,
and
that's
we
a
love
great
them.
band. You should check that out. So, I mean, I'll tell you
They're
something.
not a ska band either. So
another-
But even now.
Another band that that we've done tour with that was just really super super cool to us was No Effects. That's a bunch of cool dudes too.
I've been a long time fan. I know Josh has. I have seen them a few times over the years.
Yeah.
Hit or miss.
Oh,
But
in
when
terms
they
of-
hit, they really hit.
Oh yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah.
They're a great band. Well, I mean, yeah.
They've been around too long to not have some stinkers.
Absolutely. You're gonna throw foul every now and then.
Yeah.
But when they hit, they're like perfect.
Oh yeah.
And it all started with me with I Heard They Suck Live.
It's a great one.
So good. I mean
yeah.
that is perfect.
It's pretty damn good.
It's wonderful. Are you guys gonna ever do a live album?
I think that we should definitely do a live album.
I agree.
I would
Yeah,
like to
we'll
do
probably
it.
do that.
Capture that energy, man.
That's right. And a big thing with us is we are really into that sort of Ramones thing of like when you record a record, you're making it a pop record. When you play it live, you play it punk. So it's way fucking faster.
Faster, yeah.
And it has a different energy about it, which is so appropriate to the live environment. But I think there's a lot of people out there that probably wish that we would put out a live record because you'll see people say things on the internet like, "Oh, Master Intruder is not even fucking punk," and then somebody will be like, "You should see him live though."
Yeah.
So there's probably some people out there that are like waiting for us to do it.
It should be one of those. I think bands really do this a lot anymore. It used to be a big thing. A double disc live CD with a DVD.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, bring
Video
back
of
the
the
DVD.
show.
Yeah, we'll bring it back.
Because like you said, you got
Fucking going old school.
fucking download
Seems like a
code
good
for a video
business
or whatever.
decision.
I agree. Just
Like
have
not even high def, just like real DVD shit.
just like what is it?
That's
6x9
probably what
or whatever.
kids will be into in like 50 years.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because vinyl came back, it's back, whatever.
Yeah.
I've actually recently kind of went back to CDs as far as like, oh, I found this at a thrift store or I'll find a CD on eBay that I used to have that
Sure.
might not be on vinyl, or of course you can listen to it on Spotify, but sometimes I kind of want that jacket.
The little
you know?
physical represent. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's why records are even cooler though because it's just bigger.
Yeah. And if you got one you really like, you fucking hang it up on your wall.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, leave your door unlocked and let me know about it.
Yeah, I like the jacket though. That's like the old school. That's like the ritual of getting a record that I think kids used to grow up with that I don't know kids would grow up with now. Like you buy a record, you sit down, you listen to it, and you look at the fucking shit inside.
And you roll a joint on the jacket.
Yeah, and you hit a
Oh,
joint.
yeah.
You hit another joint.
Yeah, full circle again. All right, let's keep it going.
Something like you pull out the CDs, you pull out the jacket, the sleeve, the artwork.
Yeah, maybe.
And some of them would fold onto a poster.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I
That's
got
right.
Green Day's Insomniac, I pulled out. There's like, holy shit, a free
that's a
poster.
good-ass album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great record.
Yeah, the Green Day's a big influence on us for sure. That's Green's favorite band for sure.
Absolutely.
Do you
Great
like-
name, great band.
Just full circle, all the way back around
And
personally.
back
I
around
know.
to weed.
Yeah.
All the way
Also
back around to
weed,
marijuana.
yeah.
Although full circle, I will say not my favorite Pennywise album.
Oh shit.
I will concur. I will agree.
Actually,
getting
my
dark
favorite
here.
is About Time.
I was gonna say that. That's you got the bomb on the cover. It's a great.
Yeah, it's a good, really good one. And also, Face to Face, that was a big band for me back
Oh, I love Face to Face,
back in the day.
I only had
big
one
choice and shit.
I only had one face-to-face album. It was "Ignorance Is Bliss,"
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and I don't know if that was one of their more well-received albums.
I think it wasn't.
I don't think it was, but I think you ever had that happen to you where you find out about a band, you buy whatever CD you see or hear
Yeah.
from a friend, and you find out it's kind of the stinker, as you said.
But maybe you like it. You're like, yeah, I
Yeah.
like this. And people are like, oh, that's not even the good record. And you're like, well, what the fuck?
What's the good one? I like this one.
and then from here on out, you're the guy that picked the shitty face-to-face record.
Right, and
Nobody
that's what-
trusts your taste in music anymore.
Yeah, but it's a harsh reality. But that's the way people are with each other. They're just mean and unforgiving sometimes, you know. But I think Face to Face, you know, that's a really good band. That was a great one, and those are also sweet dudes. I will tell you, and I think this is a thing about punk rock, which ska is kind of just like an extension of that. I mean, we're not talking about ska like Bob Marley, you know. We're talking about like white dudes doing up picks.
Right.
White dudes wearing plaid pants and sideburns.
Ska punk.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, that's, you know, most of the bands that we've done tours with are all sort of in that world, and I have to say everybody seems pretty cool. I think it's a world where people are just sort of sweet and nice to each other. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of a sense of community and trying to help each other out.
Yeah, I've said it like a million times with ska. Like I always got shit for liking it, but my thing is, put on a ska album and try to be pissed. You can't be angry listening to it.
That's why people don't like it,
Yeah, because they want to be mad.
because they're like, this isn't angry enough.
Fuck being angry. I mean, sometimes you want to get angry.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes you want to break stuff, like Limp
Sometimes.
Bizkit. But you know,
Yeah.
That's full circle to the intro
Yeah,
that we
just,
recorded.
sometimes
before.
it's just one of those days.
Yeah. Now, who was the other? Who was the
Well, you don't
female
wanna wake
artist
up?
that sang "One of Those Days"? That just one of those days that a girl goes through.
I got no fucking idea what he's
I want to say
talking
it's
about
Adina
right
Howard. I'm just pulling this out of the thin air. I'm
That
not
sounds
sure.
right.
I was hoping to
Oh
quiz
yeah,
y'all about
Funky
it.
Cold Adina Howard.
now. Yeah, the funky cold Adina.
I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry.
That's
is that
okay.
a misheard lyric?
It might be. Yeah.
And I like top 40 pop. I listen to that shit.
I do too. I have a very broad taste in music. My favorite band is Laughable to most, but I also I listen to.
Well, what
I don't
is
think
it?
I've ever heard
You're
them.
just gonna say that and leave us hanging?
Don't look at me.
What is
Oh,
it?
I don't give a shit.
311.
Yeah,
I absolutely love
311
them.
is tight.
I thought you were-
Talk about white guys playing ska, you know?
I don't know what the fucking words are, but that guy sounds cool.
I thought your energy looked a little amber.
Oh yeah, it's a color.
Okay, I'm embarrassed now.
That's all right.
No, it's interesting though. So getting to sit down with people like you and MXPX and the guys from the Get Up Kids and all that stuff. It's growing up, I never would have thought I would have been able to do this. And it's looking from the outside in, and then we get to go hang out with you guys backstage. It was wow, this is so cool. And you're right about people being so friendly. Everybody's so nice.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I wonder if it's the same in I'm sure everybody's nice in the white boy reggae bands because they're all stoned, you know.
Yeah,
But,
probably everybody's high enough to not be a dick.
But do you think
I mean, it's also just it's a fucking industry full of people working with other people. You gotta be a nice person, or you're gonna fucking.
Yeah, but I think if you go
Right.
into the metal scene, there's a lot of just being a
prima
dick.
donna bullshit.
right? That's what I was wondering. Is the aggro, does that carry over from the lyrics and
I
from the
think so.
performance?
Could
I
be.
don't even know if it's that carryover. I just think that it's a thing that it's a fact about punk rock that there is this sense of community that's actually there. You know, it's not maybe true in every case. I'm sure there's sort of exceptions here and there, but I think that generally speaking, it's actually sort of just true that people are they're cognizant of the community. And I don't want to say that every metal band is a dick. That's surely not true. Most of the metal bands that we know are also really cool. I just think that there's a little bit less of a sense of community in that scene.
Well, if you're going to play one string at a time on an album, maybe you're a bit of an asshole.
It could be.
They're metal, right? Would you say Def Leppard metal?
I think that you
They were
would.
definitely called metal
pre-metal?
back then.
I think you would have
Yeah.
back then definitely called it metal.
Yeah.
In
But
fact, you would
people
have
called Aerosmith
Well,
metal back then.
specifically.
Right.
That's fucking weird.
What is it? Yeah, no wave of British heavy metal. Right.
Well, and not to sound like an asshole myself, but bands like Black Sabbath were known as being like the heaviest bands of all time.
right.
But if you go back and listen to those records, it's like it just sounds like four stoners in a garage, like with
Yeah.
shitty amps.
Because
Yeah.
I don't
What
know.
are you saying? It doesn't age well?
No.
Well, like...
it just doesn't sound heavy by today's standards.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it
Exactly.
doesn't age well because some of that's just... It's still fun to listen to. It's
Sure.
just-
Oh yeah, I
like,
I
if you
enjoy
think
some of
of
their
a fucking
songs.
metal album,
I
you
think-
want to hear some like... That shit sounds cool.
One string at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, play some of that one string at a time. I fucking dare you.
Is that why like our parents freaked out with like the Marilyn Mansons, like when metal and when music started getting like that kind of shit, like it's like growly and not like that's not metal.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said, it didn't age that well, but at the time, it was probably just as scary as like a Cannibal Corpse is now.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was the beginning. And when you got a fucking little seedling coming out of the ground and it grows into a tree, you look at pictures of your little seedling, you're like, that's not a tree. Same thing.
That's
so.
Wow, that's
words
wise.
of wisdom.
That is
Yeah.
wise.
And also a little stupid sounding.
Yeah.
right in between. Right in between.
I think that what happens is that you, as a teenager rebelling, you want music that your parents don't like. Like if your parents are like, I like it sounds pretty good, I can dig that. Then
That's
you're like,
like the
then I
commonality.
never mind.
See that's
Yeah.
so true. I was raised
right.
on like 90s, like late 80s, early 90s pop country.
Yeah.
And not the shit now. Like I'm going to be honest, I can't stand like most modern country, but like the classics, your George Strait, your Clint Black, your Alan Jackson, all of that.
Yeah.
And then for the longest time, I was like, man, fuck that stuff. I can't stand it. And now I'm kind of come back around to it where I at
It's
least
cool.
appreciate it.
I like it. I like that pop country stuff. I never listened to that shit until so now I can listen to country radio. I'm like, listen to this fucking song.
I like that Garth Brooks.
It's silly. Like
Oh,
there's-
Oklahoma Boy.
There's a lot of silly
yeah.
songs
Yeah.
and like
Alright.
so much lyrical witticism. It's cute. And I'll tell you what else, the guitar solos in that shit are legit. They got good, serious studio musicians playing
Well, if you
that
break
stuff.
them down too, I mean, a lot of country, especially like '90s pop country, is essentially punk. Or if you just add a little gain to the guitar,
If it was,
it's 3-4 chords.
that's think
same
about
structure.
exactly, and that's not even just that era of country. If you listen to fucking Me First and Gimmy's, Love Their Country,
Yeah.
one of their best records. Those songs lend themselves beautifully to that.
You can hear the seeds.
Absolutely.
Back full circle again. Seeds
Yes.
planted, growing.
That's right.
Right.
Green.
Talking
But
about
we're
weed
talking
again?
about weed now, not trees. But trees is also a term for fucking weed.
That
so
is
you
true.
know, like we know
Smoke
we're all in the
trees.
same chamber of
Commerce.
orchestrating commerce here. Yeah, that's
A
right.
lot of chambers.
Is that a Harry Potter
Yeah,
reference?
yeah, empty that chamber.
36 chambers at the.
That's right.
Yeah, I was going to
Wu-Tang?
make a Wu-Tang
Yeah,
reference.
Wu-Tang reference.
We listened. There's this country band I really like. I'm sure you've heard the band Alabama.
Oh yeah.
There's a song that Josh and I like. That Josh and I have been friends since we were 14. So like well over half of our lives now.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a lot of arguing.
I'm glad you
Lot
didn't
of
say
fighting.
Florida Georgia line.
Oh God, no.
I would have been like, this interview's over.
No, that shit sucks.
I can't listen to that
No.
stuff.
There's a song by
stealing these mics, I'm getting
Alabama
out.
that we've always joked around that said, if you speed this up just a little bit and add a little more distortion, it sounds exactly like the All American Rejects.
Yeah,
Like exactly.
sure.
And we told that to Mike once. And
What'd he think?
He didn't like it.
Yeah, but he probably was still smiling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
one
don't
of the
think he's-
sweetest boys and
Yeah.
boys alumni. One of the sweetest
is.
guys I've ever met in my life. I
he's
love
just
Mike.
a fucking rainbow in a t-shirt.
yeah.
a tiny black T-shirt.
Yeah.
I love him.
Cereal eating rainbow and a tight T-shirt.
Yeah.
And he's got one of the most unfuckwithable record collections. That dude is a nerd.
Dude, he has like old display cases.
Yeah.
Like from, a shut down record store, like a Hastings or whatever
Oh,
it
yeah.
was. I went to his house not too long ago and I was blown away by
Yeah.
the organization.
It's ridiculous.
It's like a fucking record store when you go in his house.
It really is.
A very clean, nice.
He's like one of those
record
like
store.
comic book nerds, but
So-
with records.
Yeah, for sure.
Where does he live?
I'll tell you.
All right.
I won't tell
Maybe
you.
you invite him over here. Let me know where he lives, and I'll take a break.
I'm sure with a collection like that, he's got ADT security.
Yeah,
or
we
something
work
like
with
that.
him. We work with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that won't keep us away.
Wait, he worked on the new record with us along with Roger.
Very cool. Yeah, he told me about it. I was really excited when I heard there was a connection.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a little bit weird to work with two producers, but we enjoy it. You know, we hang out, we get Roger and Mike and the band, and we all go through the songs and basically talk about, everybody gets a chance to kind of talk about anything in the song that could be improved, could make it stronger, and we're all brainstorming there. It's like pretty cool.
Now, how do you do this? By text, by email, letter, handwritten letter?
We do it together.
Oh.
I mean, we emailed them demos of the songs before we started getting in the studio, but we got in the studio and then we spend the first basically week just going over the songs and just doing, talking about how to make them before we even start recording at all.
So you had like a vision in mind before you hit one of those 6 strings and recorded a single note. correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's right.
You better fucking believe it.
It's good to have a plan.
You gotta have a plan. Otherwise, what are you doing? You know?
You're just sitting in a room drinking beer, talking about weed, green
Exactly.
chambers, all
That's
kinds of
right.
stuff. 311.
Sounds good. All right.
It's my kind of night.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like you guys had like a board, like when you
yeah.
like those like 70s, 80s cop movies. They're trying to find a killer, and like all these strings going across the shit with pictures and shit. Like,
We kind of did.
yeah,
We kind of did.
I want to do this, but then somehow I want to bring this into it, but I want to do it in B minor.
I was picturing when you were talking about like The Secret, where you like you have a visual, what's it called, a dream board or a visual?
You're talking about
vision
the secret
board.
as in like the secret, the fucking like selling yourself?
Yeah,
like the book?
Yeah, like getting rich. Like I think
Holy
Oprah
shit.
was like hawking
Yeah.
that a long time
That
ago.
crock of shit they were hawking back in
Yeah.
2007
I was
or
going to
something.
say,
What
that's
was the-
probably bullshit. You know the secret to getting rich?
What was the secret?
What is?
Steal it.
Yeah.
Take it.
You take it.
Find somebody rich.
Just take that
and
shit.
Take their money.
And when you do
There's
that,
already a shit ton of rich people in the world. You just get that.
and when you get that, they don't have that, so you're even richer because you're like making a bigger
Exactly.
gap.
Exactly.
Good. I visualize like people listening to this show.
And being like, what the fuck are they
Still
talking
hasn't
about?
happened. Someday.
What?
Ghost out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost. That's a good band. Never met
That
them.
is a good ass goal.
I
Good movie,
I
too.
have seen them actually.
Yeah,
They were
great movie.
they put on quite a
Demi
show.
Moore.
Yeah, it's a great show.
All
It's a
right.
great show. And that's a band that ties into that controversy about what is and isn't metal. Like if they existed in the time of Black Sabbath, it was unquestionably would be a heavy metal band. But now
That's
people
right.
are like, that's not metal.
No,
Well,
I had
then,
a-
well, what is it?
I don't know.
I had a friend.
Yeah, it's
we-
like
we-
theatrical music.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's metal.
We went together. We saw them with the Deftones, and my friend leaned over and he said, "This is really cool, but he kind of sounds like Weird Al." And ever since he said that, I cannot not hear that.
Oh, that's so weird.
Ritual. Like I hear this
but
Weird Al.
is fucking tight.
I've seen Weird Al live, and he was
I wish you hadn't just said that.
one of the best concerts I've
Are you
ever
ru-
seen in my life.
Are you ruining it for me right now?
It's.
If I fucking picture Weird Al when I listen to Ghost in the future,
Oh,
I'm coming
shit.
back here.
I hope you do.
Oh,
You
shit.
motherfucker.
Meet me here,
Although I would be interested in hearing like a polka medley of Ghost songs.
dude. They should have
Oh,
him guest
my
on a
God.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should tour together.
That would be tight.
That would be great for their careers.
Wait for that Weird Al parody cover where he comes out in like the
Yeah,
makeup
right.
shit.
He kind of looks like that now. Oddly enough, he's not a young fella.
Yeah. You know,
It happens to all of us.
he's had a long, successful career and he can look however he wants.
Well, he just came out with that movie,
Oh, did he?
UHF.
Oh, yeah. That's a tight
Yeah,
movie.
that just came out.
New release.
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's right on the wall at
40 years
Blockbuster.
ago.
Yeah, on DVD. Oddly enough.
Are you,
It's a
you
good
guys
one.
are like pioneers. You're making a podcast in the fucking 80s, huh?
Yeah,
Or 90s, I guess.
Taking it back.
we have a time machine.
That's right.
It was definitely from the 80s.
No one will ever know.
UHF?
Like 84,
80s, really?
Yeah, early 80s.
82,
Yeah,
84.
for sure. It was the
Damn.
yeah.
I think so. They,
Michael Richards pre
It
Seinfeld
was
pre.
a lot of that was filmed in Tulsa.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Tulsa's actually a pretty big movie town. Oklahoma actually kind of flies under the radar, but there's a lot of stuff filmed here. I think because it's cheap.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like open space.
We
Yeah.
give really good tax credits to people who make movies here.
And there's not a lot of like landmarks, so
No.
you can say it's anywhere. Like if you see, if you see like the St. Louis Arch in the
Yeah.
background, then you're in
know
St.
you're in
Louis.
St. Louis.
But we
Well,
don't have that here.
You
that
there's
doesn't stop
nothing-
people from recording or making movies in Toronto and saying it's fucking New York City.
Yeah,
that
they
shit
do
all the time.
They do that.
Or like
But-
New Zealand and say it's the fucking Shire or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you go to the fucking Shire and actually film there, assholes?
Or Middle
Like
Earth.
you don't got a big enough budget? Jesus.
Getting heated.
I think he's had a little too much whiskey.
Yeah.
So what are y'all going to get into after this, man? The night is pretty young.
Yeah,
it's 9 o'clock.
We're probably gonna drink some more, and then
We're gonna hang out with our buddy Garrett from Red City Radio.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know that band? Have you talked to him?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
talked to Garrett?
I've known
yeah.
Garrett hasn't been on the show, but we've talked about having him on the show. He's gone all the time.
They're a great band.
They are a great
super
band.
good.
Josh and I both have known Garrett for a long time.
He's a legit dude.
They're doing it too. Like they're traveling all the time. I'm like, man,
Yeah, they work a lot.
That little
Good
tour
for
thing
you.
they just got off of was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like Australia, Japan, Hawaii, like fuck,
Oh,
like
yeah.
just back to back.
That's cool. Well, I mean, if you're gonna fly all the way, all the fucking
Might as well do it.
did
yeah.
they go to France?
No, should have made a stop. To
Oh,
see
that's
those
too bad. Yeah,
naked
see
ladies
the
dance.
naked ladies dance.
Yeah.
Okay, that song, everyone's heard it, but do you know where it started?
Are you talking about Kesha?
No, there's a place in France
I think
with
it
the
started
naked
by
ladies.
Kesha.
I think it's a Kesha song.
She
Probably.
traveled back to 1985.
I mean, that makes sense.
I told everyone on the playground that song.
1985?
No, I don't know where it came from. Where,
I mean, I
where
was
is it?
3.
That
No,
shit,
but
I bet nobody knows.
It's one of those things like, you hear that song when you're a kid, you don't know where it started, but you guys are from Wisconsin or up north, wherever the hell you're from. But everyone hears it, but you also hear, the Richard Gere shoved a gerbil up his ass. Like,
Yeah.
you hear all those things.
I know. I remember when
Pre-internet.
at some point in the 90s, people were saying like Chris Tucker died, and I was like, really? And he didn't.
He did. His career did.
Oh,
Hot take.
Yeah. That's
That's
still
what we do
hot.
here on
That's
the
still
show.
hot after all these years.
I don't know. He's pretty super green, in my opinion.
Yeah.
he's set. He's fine.
I thought I was green. But...
Don't you remember from The Fifth Element? Green is like what they say for cool.
Is it?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Green, super green, super green.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's a good Tucker.
Thank you.
A little bit of Weird Al in there, though.
Yeah.
A little strange.
Everything's Weird Al with you, man.
I know.
Weird
Yeah,
Al
you
is life.
Might be
Hey,
obsessed.
yeah, Weird Al's pretty great.
What's your favorite Weird Al song? We're going to wrap up here soon, but I need to ask a few more tough questions.
hard-hitting questions.
That is a fucking-
Weird Al?
What's your favorite original that a Weird Al song is based on?
So for me, I'm gonna say this right now. My favorite Weird Al material, period, is always the medleys. I think the medleys are the best.
Yeah.
Favorite original that a Weird Al song is based on. I probably have to go, and I know that this is like probably people nowadays are like, oh, you like that song, but
Right. Poser.
Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. I thought that was a fucking great
It was a good one.
song and record.
Smells Like Nirvana.
Yeah,
Was that the name of the song?
I believe
that
so.
was the name of the Weird Al cover. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he said it was hard to bargo Margle's house with all the
Marbles in
his
your
mouth,
mouth. Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cute.
And wasn't he like spitting? But when he said that, wasn't he spitting chess pieces out of his mouth in the video? I want to say.
I think you might have a Berenstain Bears sort of situation going on over there.
Mandela effect with the Weird Al effect.
You mean the Berenstein Bears? Yeah.
My favorite was, this is a deep cut. All right, strap in. But he did he would either do like a straight cover song, or he would do like a song inspired by a genre.
Yeah, sure.
He did one that was like a 9 Inch Nails. It was called, what was it called? Do you remember? Oh, it was called Germs.
Yeah.
But it was to the tune of the 9 Inch Nails song Terrible Lie. Are you familiar with this song?
I'm very familiar with
Definitely heard that.
Nine Inch
Or
Nails.
as Josh called it,
Telling a lie.
we talk about misquoted lyrics a lot on the show.
Yeah.
Josh thought that because it goes, lie. Exactly. Which we always go back and listen to them. We're like, okay.
I wasn't a Nine Inch Nails fan when the song came out. I didn't know the name of the song.
Are you now?
I mean, I can tolerate Nine Inch
Okay.
Nails.
I think Nine Inch Nails is
I thought
pretty
he was
great.
saying towing the line.
That's
Like,
a good one too.
it's
Towing
like
the line.
about the music industry and like they got fucking total line.
Yeah.
That's
Like
a different
being
song.
Diplomatic and shit.
Right. Just setting the standard for all other industrial artists out there.
I think Nine Inch Nails is pretty kick ass.
I
dig
agree.
it.
I agree. If it wasn't for 9 Inch Nails, you'd never have Marilyn
I
Manson.
was basically just making an excuse for mishearing the fucking title of the song.
Right. It's in the title.
The title is Terrible Lie, but I'm still thinking he's saying telling a lie. Maybe it's one of those things where he tries to fool you. You know?
Yeah.
He's definitely not saying telling a lie though.
No, yeah, he's a terrible.
He was pretty evil.
Yeah.
Like he's lying. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a brand new one though, and
Go ahead.
if you don't mind indulging me for a moment. So the song "California Love" by Dr. Dre and Tupac.
Yeah,
or
oh, yeah,
that's a
Tupac
good
and
ass
Dr.
song.
Dre. And I'm not going to sit here and sing the whole song for you, but
I hope
there's
not.
a lot.
California Love. Oh,
Is that the Weird Al version?
no.
Hey.
That's the real version.
There's
That's the version
there's
I
a
just
line
did
where
now.
he says the actual lyric is, or I might even fuck this up, but it's put up a finger if you feel the same way. We're throwing it down for California. If you listen close, it sounds like he says, pull my finger if you feel the same way.
Could be.
And I was like, what, you both have to
Yeah.
fart? That's odd.
I mean, that would be a good idea.
Right. You pull mine, I'll pull yours.
Yeah, that's right.
Dr. Dre's got to
that's
throw
the
a
way you
dad
fight
joke right at the end of it.
And that way, it's like, oh, one of you might like have a real stinky fart, and the other one is like not so bad, but it's like you don't know who's. So it's like, we're together on this. We're just gonna fucking deal with it as buddies.
And you're both pointing at each other at the end of it, so you're just like, "No, wasn't me."
Yeah, that's right.
Which is
that's
another
good.
great song.
It wasn't me by Shaggy.
Yeah,
I hate that song.
You know, in life sometimes.
Yeah, I actually fucking hate that song too.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Sometimes in life, you'll hear a song and it goes away forever, and then it comes back, and then you hear it all the time. Like I've heard that song That's a good. You want to have a Shaggy on? It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Wow.
That's very perfect.
Thank you. Would you mind writing that down?
And then I
signing
picture,
it
and
for
then
me?
and then I get like, I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't have been cheating on that girl.
No.
It makes me mad.
On
It
the
just
counter.
makes
Well,
me.
here's the thing, though. Shaggy wasn't the one doing the cheating. It was the guy who was singing. Shaggy was just doing the. He wasn't
Yeah,
cheating.
and then the guy was like, you found me on a counter or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know where they were having
Yeah, and
sex
he's like,
and
picture
stuff,
this:
but-
we were both butt naked, banging on the
Yeah.
bathroom
You can't
floor.
say
And
wasn't-
I'm like, sounds like a porno. That's cool.
Gross.
That's cool.
Right.
Gross.
Plus, how are you going to say?
You ever banged on the bathroom floor?
No.
Well,
Really?
Not on the. No.
I banged on a bathroom floor.
You banged on pee, dude.
On pee?
You just pissing all over your bathroom or something?
On pee or
particles.
Pete?
Pee.
Oh, I thought you had like a friend named Pete, and you were just like, move over, buddy.
Oh, yeah, like
you
that
don't want to
one.
move? All right, well, here we go.
There we go.
Hey, could you lay real flat for
This
me
is
for a
now
few
a
minutes?
threesome.
No, there's pee particles, dude.
Yeah,
And
that's
any
true.
bathroom, there's
Oh,
splash.
yeah.
There's
I'm gonna say some shit right now that you may not want to hear. There's probably pee particles just on your body.
True.
That's also true.
You flush your toilet, it's just like shooting pee particles
Your
everywhere.
cell phone's covered in pee particles.
covered
bro.
in pee. Yours specifically.
just mine.
Yeah, just the way you treat it.
Did you want to steal it still?
Not now. Not after I put this UV light over it. It's looking fucked up.
Like Chris Hansen. Does he do that? No, he just gets pedophiles.
Yeah, which I think that I'm gonna.
That's a nice callback. By
This
the way.
may be a little bit of a controversial opinion. I'm gonna say something right now. I think pedophilia is real bad.
Oh, man.
Hey, you know it's so funny? We addressed that in the intro of the show before you guys showed up.
That's good.
I said I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't understand it and that I think it's terrible and
It's
it might
real
be the
bad.
worst thing.
It could easily be the worst
It
thing.
could be the worst.
It's what there's some things that are real bad, but that's definitely there's nothing that's much worse.
Yeah. And kind of going back to the to bring it around one more time, going back to like the growing up and you have the strict set of rules, it's like that shit can backfire. And you know, with certain pedophiles out there, it seems there might be some trends, and it's just like, whoa, let's
Because
change
they're,
the
like,
subject.
repressed
What do
and
you
shit.
say?
It's
getting a little
Yeah,
dark.
yeah,
Getting
I don't-
dark.
I don't like that.
No.
Let's go back to the pee thing.
Yeah, that's way better.
Do you guys have any songs about pee on the new record?
We don't. No.
No.
But we would consider that for the next record. Very briefly, and then disregard it.
That's right.
Put it on the board and then not look at that part of the board.
And then
not,
and then
not
erase it.
attach the string to that one ever.
Exactly.
Just let it hang down, dangle.
Well, there's no piece of yarn going through it, so fuck it.
No, like you said, I've you guys have put out a couple of the tracks, as the kids call it.
Yeah.
And they are very different. Like the first record, you can go all the way through it, and it's kind of this. It's not the same, but it's kind of, it flows in the same kind of like it's
Right.
going to be this punk rock. You're going to be on fucking 10 the whole time.
Yeah.
And this new stuff, it's got that punk rock element, but it's a little more rock and roll. And I mean rock and
Yeah.
roll in like the way of like, I don't know how to say it. Not like AC/DC rock and roll, but like, fuck, what am I thinking of here?
Well, AC/DC is a good one.
It's riffy.
Yeah,
it's kind of
AC/DC.
riffy.
Yeah, that's
Cool,
right.
they're good at
That's
it.
right.
Riffy.
There's a little bit more riffiness to it. Yeah, it's a little bit more rock and roll. Like if you could picture like a slider between like punk and rock, it's like more than halfway towards the rock.
All right. A
You know what I mean?
progression.
Oh, like those little, what are those things you play with when you're a kid?
An
You
abacus?
Yeah, and move the abacus a little bit over more into the.
Yeah. So like there's definitely like, you know, there's nothing we could ever do, I don't think we would or would want to do that would not, you know, make it a sort of punk rock record, but it's definitely there's a lot more going on.
And the music video production.
It's something else, right?
Yeah, that new one, man.
We had a real good time with that one. All of
Yeah.
My Love video was amazing. John Mark was the director on that, and he was a real cool dude to work with.
Yeah,
Let me
that
ask
was a
you this.
wonderful time.
It was
it
that
was a-
Vaseline lens on
Yeah,
it,
it's
where it's
a-
like a.
Beautiful video. How long did that take to shoot?
We shot it in 2 days.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I figured it was a lot longer.
No,
than
it was a
that.
2-day shoot. I mean, they were intense days, but
Yeah.
it was so cool. Everybody on the crew was amazing. Like all the girls were so pretty, and we were trying to talk to them, and they were being pretty nice. You know, they would talk to us for a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Tolerating.
Yeah,
And then get
but-
back on their phones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Okay,
Their
bye.
piss covered phones.
it was
yeah.
nice though. But then we would have like catered lunch. So like we would be like, now the girls got to talk to us because we're all sitting down at the
On
table.
the same spot.
Right.
Yeah. So it was nice. That was nice.
Very cool. Trying to think of any wrap up questions, man. We gotta go here in a second, but
I think we hit it all, man.
I think we do. I was gonna say the new song "Slap," as the kids say.
Oh yeah, they are saying
they
that, aren't
slap, man.
I don't get
I heard that. I
They-
heard
Oh,
that
thank
from
you.
somebody else. Like that's what they're saying.
I'm just trying to be
Slaps.
relevant.
It
yeah,
slaps.
It
It's so
slaps.
weird.
Well, before slap, I heard it fucks.
Which
Oh.
that's way worse.
I know. I think that's
Yeah.
why they changed it. Like, hey, pump the brakes
Yeah,
on
you
that.
can't say that in
That
school.
sounds like something that like a
Yeah.
like a high powered executive says. Like this fucks.
yeah.
Somebody
That
don't worry
song
about it.
fucks.
He's like lighting a cigar with $100
Yeah.
bill.
Yeah.
He
just
heard
sounds-
the new Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
It fucks.
Exactly. And he's like so worried about getting me too'd.
That's right. Because all those CEOs, they're like worried about
Shitheads. Yeah,
that. Yeah, they're shitheads. Exactly.
Exactly. They have a spotted pass. as
Yeah,
they
that's
say.
how you get to be in that
Spotted
position.
is a nice way to put
Spotted
it.
pass.
Yeah, that's right.
So people can look you guys up on Spotify.
Absolutely.
You have a website, I'm sure. Do bands have websites anymore?
MaskIntruderBand.com.
Yeah.
Masked Intruder on Facebook, Masked Intruder 1 on Twitter. There was some motherfucker that parked us. So
We got parked, dude, and we're not even. We're not
shit.
Boys podcast was taken, and I looked, and it was 0 followers, 0 tweets.
The same with Masked Intruder.
Whack. I'm like,
park
just
on it.
don't be a metal backstage dickhead and give me the fucking handle,
What
man.
an
Come
asshole,
on,
right? Well, and Masked Intruder on Instagram. Yeah, fuck Google it.
just find it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Find it.
Look it up.
But we're
Don't
real
be such a
active on all
loser.
that stuff. Look up pictures of us and stuff and see what we got to say.
Yeah, listen, get the new record. I'm fucking proud of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Hell
We're
yeah.
fucking proud of it. That's real talk.
Very cool. Well, we'll get you guys next time you come through. Thank you for coming by so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right.